Hey, this is Ron. Ron's Woodturning. Welcome to my shop. I finished up that little project with that cedar glass I made for my brother-in-law at the ranch. And it's Sunday afternoon. I got a pork butt cooking. So I'm going to make a ring holder for the wife. And it's going to be short and sweet and simple because it's a small piece of wood. This is mahogany. And then I have a piece of black walnut, little I don't know, 1.5 by 1.5 square chucked up on the my small lathe. So that's going to be the part that I stick the rings on, and I'm going to countersink it into the mahogany base. I may use color. I know I'm not going to do any pyrography or wood burning or anything, but I think she'll like the color. So I might do an inlay. I don't know. We're going to see where it goes, but I'm going to get started, and I'll show you the setup I'm going to use. So stick with me. Alright, so on the big lathe, I'm going to turn this piece of mahogany down, and I should be able to turn it really fast, and I'll tighten that up. But then on the small lathe, I got a piece of black walnut chucked up in there. And you remember that crow call I did? I forgot I had these pin jaws. I finally found them. I could have put that reed in there and done a better job on trimming it down and cutting the O-rings, but I found them and I'm going to use them. So 2 lathes going. You don't have to use 2 lathes, but I got 2, so I'm going to use 2. It's just going to make it more convenient to me. So we'll get going. So the first part is I got it mounted on a faceplate. I could have turned it between centers or whatever, but I don't know. I got a full 2 inches to work with, so my screws are only going in about halfway, and they should be no problem getting the end of the holes out of them. This is mahogany. I am going to be able to turn it pretty fast, but I think I'm going to use a mortise instead of a tenon. I don't know. I like it. But then when I get ready to do the inside part of the bowl, right in the middle I'll take a Forstner bit and cut a hole, and then I'll go to my other lathe and turn that piece of black walnut down so that it fits in there really tight. So I'll have kind of a contrasting color. The mahogany, you know, kind of a mellow brown, and the black walnut a little darker, deeper color. So I don't know, it might look good. So let me get it round and let's get going. Oh yeah, I got me a new light. I got to looking at my videos, and I had this one little old shop light right here. This is all I had, and I thought I had enough light, but I got me one of them LED. It's a 4-foot long LED light that I put right above the lathe. Man, can I see now or what? I hope it makes better videos. It's kind of hard to tell looking at the camera, but I can sure see it better. Alright, so I got my dividers and I measure them just outside the edge, and that's going to be plenty of room. So let me get up here and eyeball it. Alright, that's the mortise. So, let me cut that in there. Alright, so I went over to the other lathe and got one of my small tools. It's just a little cut-off tool. So I'm going to mark the edge of it. And I've been running 800. So I'm looking at it, and as usual, you're going to have a little bit of tear out on the end grain, but I just got a narrow spot here and a narrow spot right here. So I'm going to use my little round nose scraper, and it's really sharp. Try to clean that up a little bit, and then I'll sand the rest. Alright, so I'm just going to sand it, and I'll come back when I get it all the way up to 400. So Mahogany likes to suck up finish as fast as you can put it on there, kind of like cedar for some damn reason. So I'm going to use a sanding sealer on it before, I mean it's up to 400 now and it's pretty smooth. But I haven't hit it with any Yorkshire grit yet, and I want to seal it up some more before I do the Yorkshire grit, because I got me some of that Hampshire Sheen high gloss stuff, and I can't wait to put it on there. But anyway, we'll let that soak in there. And you can see it sucked it up fast as I put it on there. But let it soak up, and then I'll do some more finishing. Alright, it's up to 400, so I'm going to put a little Yorkshire grit on there. And that little bit of wood sealer, sanding sealer worked pretty good, so we'll get that rubbed in. Anyway, you get the picture. I am kind of anxious to see what that Hampshire Sheen does. Heard some good things about it. We'll see. That's smooth. Alright. Alright, so here it is. Hampshire Sheen high gloss, and I watched the video put out by the guy that makes this stuff over in England, and so I'm going to try to follow the directions as best I can. So I got a little bit, kind of putting it on there. And then it says to let it dry a little while. I don't know how long a little while is, it doesn't say. And we're going to find out. I'll give it a few minutes. We'll come back. Well, that's been about 10 minutes. And so I've got a clean one, and I'm going to raise up at about 900. Yeah, pretty shiny. I mean, it ain't like lacquer shiny, but it's shiny. And some of that's my fault. That's in green. You're not going to get that to shine, but everywhere else it's like got a brilliant little flash to it. Alright, well, I'm happy with it. And again, I put it on there and then I kind of pushed it up and then I tightened it up. Oh, felt the crunching noise. Probably tight enough, huh? Yeah. Alright, so I'll flip it around. So I'm going to try to kill a couple of birds with one rock. And I'm going to measure how deep I can go. And I'm going to use a 5/8 bit, so when I drill it to that line on my little bit here, the portioner, when I'm dishing it out, I'll just make sure that I got some countersunk 5/8 diameter in there, and then when I get on my other lathe, and oh no, I tightened it up too much and I got a crack. So I'm going to have to deal with that. Let me figure something out, I'll be back. Okay, so I had a tiny hairline crack. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just barely showing. But I filled it with CA glue. And now I'm going to be a little more careful whenever I chuck this up. Yep, it's still straight, so I'm in good shape. Kind of scary there for a minute. So let me get it drilled out, I'll be back. Okay, so I got it drilled, and I'm going to use my little carbide bit to get it kind of there, and then I'll scrape it out and make it smooth. Alright, so I left about, I don't know, 1/4 inch of that 5/8 hole in the bottom. And now I'm just doing pull cuts because I got kind of a shape to it. And I want to try to match it. And I want to try to get it about, I don't know, 3/16. So I'm just going to keep working on that. And it's nothing. I mean, I'm just pushing and pulling, trying to get a little curvature on the inside to match the outside. Okay, so I dug around in there and I got it pretty even. The bottom's kind of a little bit still too thick, but I don't care. And you'll notice I got this little dimple. So I'm going to go to the other lathe and cut the little cone to fit in there. And I'm trying to get it exact as I can, so that it will, I don't know, it might look like crap, but that's what I'm going for. So we'll switch over to the other lathe. I'm going to sand this one up and finish it off. Now I got the sanding sealer on it, sanded to 400, and I'll hit it with some Yorkshire grit. Polish it up a little bit more, and then I'm basically done here. I'm gonna super glue that cone in there whenever I finish it on the other lathe. Okay, so I'm all set up, and I got this set at the same exact diameter as the Portioner bit, so it ought to fit that hole in that other piece. And I'm just going to make it round, and the base of it is going to be this wide, and then I'll cone it up. So I'm just going to burn this out pretty quick, so y'all stand by. Alright, so that's all finished up, and look at there, perfect fit. So let me glue that up and I'll close it out. Alright, we'll put some glue down in the bottom, and then a little bit of glue on the edges. Not much. And then I'm just going to press that down in there. Perfect. Alright, I'm glad y'all could join me. Made an afternoon out of it. The pork butt's up to about 188. So finish this just in time for dinner. And here it is. I know it ain't much, but she'll like it. It's pretty. It's it'll hold her rings. She can put it where she wants to. Thanks for stopping in, and y'all have a great day.